This edition of the program. Good morning, Salon Radio Democracy. Go calm talk on the issue we get for do it light, especially on waiting responsible for the plenty fire outbreak within the happen in the country. And if we can't talk this particular issue with we at this time, I welcome with two studio guests we don't do it in the studio. Nepo, Director of Communication, Electricity Distribution Supply Authority, EDSA. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning.
We also get with you David Indolo Conte, Executive Director, Right to Life Advocacy Network. Good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salo.
Good morning, and listeners, good morning.
So, we'll start with you, Nepo, as the institution they represent, get the full mandate of electricity distribution and supply in the country. So far, for the current time, been waiting on the app on EDSA.
Thank you very much. Yes, of course, I will begin for tell me people now Freetown, particularly for say the supply of electricity now Freetown is relatively stable. We remember say a few months ago, as a sector, not just EDSA, will be published what we call the load shedding plan. That load shedding plan will be a direction for inform members of the public as to when, how, therefore they get light on a daily basis. And inside the same press release will be dished out, so we also make them very clear for say the load shedding plan is not static. It get for the move as they get increased generation availability. So we will please for inform people and say, and people that don't also experience and for say over time they don't see massive improvement in with regards the load shed activity. Some area now then they get much more power supply than before based on the load shedding. So relatively we're stable. We get two type of line. We get the 11 kV line, we get the 30 kV line. We don't able to add more generation capacity on the 11 kV line. So people in the central business district, part of Fogo, the east and Fogo, the west, they get considerable amount of electricity supply. Of course, we a bit challenged more. We still do the load shedding as we indicate in the press release for people in the far east and far west, because we get certain limitations we work for eradicator. Right. So relatively we stable. Also however we also want to let people know say we to a certain extent they also ask for cooperation. Now making most of the press releases we also make them very clear that for able to attain energy sovereignty, we not only EDSA or the Ministry of Energy be able to achieve that, we need the total support of members of the public, because whatever we do, whatever investment we put on the network, this now for let the people and get adequate supply of electricity. But if along the line we get issues of tampering, we get issues of vandalism, we record issues of theft, we record issues of harassment by members of the public when we staff them, then that is a huge limitation for the way to achieve energy sovereignty, because we will go two steps forward, then the door we one step backward. So it's always a challenge. So it's going to be a challenge.
Okay, for get things clear, we still use the schedule and we pull out.
Yes, we still use, even though as time to go, as we get more added generation capacity, we close in the gap. So like I said just now, certain areas and they would fit, especially on the 11 kV. Then they didn't experience much load shedding again. Probably if light go now 1-2 hours, then it will come back. Now people doing at the far west and far east, and the more the load shedding still stagnant for them, because we still go according to the load shedding plan will be dished out.
All right. Nepo, waiting to go wrong with the energy sector, we make up till now, we get challenge with light.
Well, I don't know what is specifically the point out, but I want to make say energy, feel like where they just put rest in a pot, then you expect in 1 hour if you don't cook and you dish them and you eat, and not so energy they work. Energy nothing where they take time. Then for instance some of the improvement that we see now, I think that we don't begin 2-3 years ago. So now we feel for say we don't complete them. Some projects that we don't begin from last year. Now this year we go for actualize them. Now this year the people don't go feel the impact. So now the thing we it happen instantaneously. No, it gets deliverables. Then over time now they for actualize the investment they would put. So obviously say within Freetown we don't always talk say we the experience age network. So because of that, they don't experience some technical glitches along the line. But you don't also experience it over time. We don't get project like eSleep. We don't get project like ESOP. We don't get project that we don't come for improve the energy distribution infrastructure. We don't change several poles. We don't change several cables. We don't install several transformers. Now plenty places. Even though we're not able to achieve it, waiting our overall mandate, waiting we don't plan for achieve. But I want for assure the public for say over time we don't make tremendous progress for ensure say we improve the light business, not just in the western area, but even at the provincial districts.
In your words, so you talk about don't try for improve and the light supply don't be relatively stable. The relatively stable means where light they go and come anyhow. The light where they can they dim and then we able put up a bulb on. So what you mean exactly about that? The improvement where they talk on?
Well,
because then it still happen.
Probably you get your definition as you
then
don't expound.
Still happen.
We all get right to your opinion.
These are waiting the happen. This is not opinion. These are facts.
So no, not a fact you say because I'm saying something else. You say something else. We all know say yes, of course there are times who we get some. I make them very clear in me earlier submission for say. Even though also we can get some technical glitches along the line. I made it very clear. I don't say we are 100% where we want to be, but I talk for say we don't make tremendous progress. We mean to say we also get some challenges for the try for ensure say we make we amend. So we are not 100% where we want to be. So it means to say there are certain areas we would experience technical glitches. There are certain areas we still experience low voltage. But as I say, we have projects on the line. If you go around, we get projects and with people that will day and night for ensure say some of the area they are we don't already experience. These are not things we don't know. We already know. Say a day. We already don't plan. We already don't allocate resources for some of the area they are for improver. We already don't get projects with the ongoing now for ensure say we saw some of them technical problems that we already experienced on the network. So like I say, it's not instantaneous. Once we don't identify the problem, once we don't do feasibility studies, once we don't source the fundings, then we'll go now into implementation. And implementation only take one day, it take one night, and it take time for we for complete the deliverables within the implementation.
The tremendous progress we don't talk about giving light to people on our mandate, not something for count like say they do a like not to owner for one. People just want better, improving and sustainable life.
So obviously nobody knows say not to mandate. We make all my only for explaining it. We all know say now mandate. Yes. No, I don't think so only for state. We all know now mandate as a sector for make power available to the people. That is not the point of argument here. The point of argument are the questions I want to ask about the improvement within the sector. Why don't try for lay down barely very clearly to
now discussion would get not to argument, please.
Obviously.
Alright, Nepo, what's not the reason we make lights to go 1 minute inside 1 minute back it don't come as if like na snap that they snap somebody?
Well, I don't know which.
So we now we can see
point of view you can see. Well, again, we
and other parts.
We know they totally say they happen because probably the area where you dey, sometimes it's possible we don't experience blown off fuse. It's possible for say there's corrosion on the line where they go na you hose. It's possible for say these are all technical glitches like I begin for say earlier on. They are bound to occur, but at the time say universal. They happen all side. They happen probably in a sectional fault more they happen, but if reported immediately to EDSA, this is the main reason why we get substations in all operational areas. For instance, like how they book fees, so we get substation and book fees where they attend to all the complaints and where they come up from residents of book fees. If the guy you Kinsey Road, now book fees, now they feed the Kinsey Road. We get substation also now Lumley, now Clapton. We get all over Godrich. We go Waterloo, also we get substation. And the main reason for the substation, that for insurance is as and when they report customer that they experience technical glitches, they will report to EDSA. That kind of thing they report to not to major problem. Now minor problem. Sometimes the fuse don't blow off. We blow off. If reported, they can go inside 5-10 minutes. Then you place the fuse. Then you get normalcy on supply.
The reason why I asked before can over to Indolo quickly. These are some of the issues where people let's say now EDSA they burn people let us because on they take light 1 minute on 1 minute off.
So now making me submission I talk say universal. And if and only if areas in the experience on and off at times, as I say, mean to say probably they get technical problem on the transformers. We few areas that don't report and the way we don't go amend. Not to anything we universal. You know they happen throughout the network. Now sectional faults they happen now specific probably zones them we probably they don't get blown off fuse, and most times they cause blown off fuse. Now overloaded transformers. We also get people we for instance if we don't do a survey in this community, we don't connect, we don't count 100, 200 or 500 kV transformer as the case may be. We don't connect people you get people where they come from other places they can connect on that same transformer. Okay. So once they connect on the transformer where they are not designed for them to connect on that transformer, then they create overload. And once the transformer become overload, it starts from malfunction. Okay. And when it become from malfunction, people that will get experience, then technical vision until they report to we, then we go and try for resolve the problem. But however, like I begin say again, we also don't know see there's a problem with regards to them. What did happen is that, for instance, before even we pull a load shedding plan, we get people that we design for them one transformer. What they do, then they come out now the area they draw line from the area they go connect now other transformer. Right. Why they do that now for instance, say if lights go now they go transformer, they go forget light from the other transformer. Forgetting that they cause more harm to the communities and just give themselves personal privileges. So what we don't do, we get a team, specialized team who they out on a daily basis now. If we're gonna Falcon Bridge, we'll see Boku cable. We don't dismantle most of the area that we don't go connect part transformers that we are not designed for the day. So we don't pull them in a continuous process. And we don't give 6 months. Once we don't pull most of the area in there, we come out clearly and inform the public say if we go again and revisit and discover say then customer they don't go reconnect again, and then customer they will take legal action against them.
But that the cause now una EDSA.
Not really the cause.
Nepo if una the give lights constant, I don't think say people go ahead for connect.
I say see even when we give light constant, that the times when we give light constant, people they don't still go do the incident.
Alright.
So not to like say because of we know the give light constant. So
now
some people then just think to say they don't forgo off 1 minute.
So now the other people they claim up pole, go to the connection and they without the help of nobody from EDSA.
Of course, I don't always say yes, of course, EDSA gets bad people. No sign will keep placing on the way get bad people but I want to tell you see once we discover people and we involve in things that we're not supposed to involve in, the books and EDSA make them very clear. They take disciplinary act. Before we get a standing disciplinary committee, we once complaints are reported, they look into it. So I want to tell you, if you go CID now, you will see, we don't even arrest a lot of impersonators. We don't go out in the field, they don't report. Yesterday, somebody, who a media person, also called me, somebody going to air, he claimed the pool. He called me video call, sounds of the person. We call the person, he say no, in the work, he can go to the office, blah, blah. I still want to arrest them. Then go to the police. He did it right now. So now some thing I would expect. People that they go out, they go like in the EDSA the work. Some even get fake ID cards, so they go show you in the EDSA the work. But once you get the contact, once you get EDSA reports, links and complaint channels, you can make the complaints that we can validate and apprehend that person. Now make it go CID, there are a lot of impersonators who don't arrest, not to EDSA staff them. But for a short bullet, say if you discover say any EDSA staff involved by them malpractice, you also get the responsibility as a good citizen for report that person to EDSA so that we take the appropriate actions.
Continue for the way to inside the program in name na Sir Nepo in the Director of Communications na EDSA so there today for look at the work of EDSA and same way so the allegation we don't go around we are in people saying and then the born people they also. Inside the studios we want to welcome David Indolo Conte in the National Coordinator, CSO, National Consortium on Public Accountability. Good morning once more, David. Welcome to Radio Democracy.
Good morning.
Okay. David, today we'll look into the issue of light and the allegations around EDSA, where people allege saying that because of them make plenty osteborn. But firstly, in recent times, what will be your assessment so far on EDSA as we forgive lights to salon people?
Well, thank you very much. I think we're there this morning, not a matter of a blame game, but for me, all of us as Sierra Leonean puts hands on deck and ensure say the right thing be done. Myself they envisage low voltage in the Mio area, yeah, because we need for say the truth, so that we're able to go back to the drawing board and see how we're able to fix things. Like for example, in Mio area that Campbell Street. Like they go maybe sometimes 10-15 times before do they clean. We also since when we start forget that na Cambo Street, what I do? I try for see how they able galvanize my team for make we do a short research why that they happen. So waiting really be the happen. The transformer where we get, you are waiting between Cambo Street and PWD, it don't overload. The transformer don't small for the community itself. So whenever enough sufficient electricity can wait they happen, it trip. And when it trip, it go, it come on several occasions. Then we also come Congo Market Junction. The other transformer safe way they always they trip. So waiting be the happen at that area. Like for example, when it trip, the transformer open. Somebody from the community they go put them on. So we said be for alert the EDSA itself for sure say something like this they go on. So then being calm, they lock out padlock. So our biggest problem where we they get, I don't know if our brother, my brother Nepo will able really tell me whether we get registered contractors where they do on let me say installation and certification. Like for example, when cable don't run like a house, because some of them think they are it really they cause the problem. This is cut across. Let me just by right, if somebody they do installment na in house, after where they don't do installment, you get for go to EDSA or make them come and can certify whether that the cables the way you run, whether they are good, then you know now the right cable that you run, whether not the right installments you do before they come and issue out meter. But for far too long, we don't see say people then they install, just like what you say, we always get bad eggs in any institution. People don't install, they don't run cable at the houses. Then can they not the house without any certification because they forgive you document for sure say, yeah, we don't come, we don't check this particular home. The running of this cable is okay before we the issue out what we call meter. But in our own findings, me not the talk for EDSA per se, in our own findings, we get some certain houses where before say 1 gray meter, it is supply up to 5, 6, 7, or 8 apartments.
Okay. So now then here just like how Nepo safe state, not so anything new, some of them problem
Yes, not so anything.
or some of them fault here. Wait, who stage you for don't they now on getting it right? Not for just they come and repeat the same problem, point at them and all. Is it a no solution not there at all?
Well, one of the things where I be saying on a sister radio station say, with government officials, they are seriously unserious when it comes to taking responsibility.
Those one them so we talk about government officials.
Whether central government, even some of we brothers, the way even they na the ESA, me not ever see investigation continuing in this country. Like for example, for don't nip all them thing they are from the time where fire begin catching up people in houses, but that not ever happen. We always start from mount investigation, set up a committee when the fire don't reach the state house. But over 225, if my memory can serve me well, because as of day before yesterday night, other houses be they burn. Where maybe they see fire force be they pass because me no can sleep. Then they pass for fan, hydrant for water. So one of the problem we get, even into the water sector, there is a problem because I will be able to get just few hydrant then at this country. Even in the area of the fire force itself, I will be able to get just few fire engines. And to the EDSA itself, it don't reach to time. We will go for try for see, let we think out of the box and ensure say we count other players. Because the electricity itself, we go able to generate electricity. But when it comes to distribution, there comes the problem. Because we still get those archaic, a transformer. We still get cables that what we need for run. Because if we don't generate electricity, making bets then, some certain electricity they don't generate. They don't get mine send them. Because if you send them, some of them cables they are the bone. So it's high time make we able get the central government and some of the institutions collaborating. Collaborating in the sense, may them come together, let we go back now the drawing board. Because we cannot cry over spilled milk. Food we don't weigh, it don't weigh. So the only thing that we need for do, now for look for solution, how for able solve them. So the fire incident, now with the CCS, a committee have been set, and within 3 weeks, from the time where the incident happened at State House, according to the Deputy Minister of Information and Civic Education, within 3 weeks, they're supposed for come out with a tangible report. With that report for able to tell we what's in at the cause of the fire.
Okay.
Because we not for just the point and yeah, we all the point and at EDSA because they are responsible for making give you light. But what are the problem behind EDSA? A huge. We even get technocrats then, where before say they are not even fit for purpose. Because now them supposed for advice, even the EDSA, now them supposed for advice the central government on what we supposed for do. Okay. But could you imagine we bring a car power ship just for a standby, and this car power ship don't turn a property of the day. Me go tell you from where car power ship can at Sierra Leone to date, if we be the even 10 leons, if we're able to buy not less than 2 car power ship, this for be a standby generator. So we have to look into the matter properly and ensure we get other, because we talk about Bumbuna, but up to this time, no one is talking about it.
Okay.
When they talk about, like for example, we get some South for able source energy, like we're talking about the big Congo. But there is a problem in Sierra Leone. Maybe we'll tell everybody, say we can't, we're not going to market, we take Mina money for go buy Kuta. Electricity, not to play thing. If we really want to get sufficient electricity, we get for sacrifice as a country, we get for sacrifice as a government, in a way that we prioritize electricity. Neither alone, we begin politicizing. There are a lot of things you don't politicize. You're not able to politicize electricity. You're not able to politicize food, because these are things that are visible. If you politicize them on the way going, you go fail. Because the current government, we will talk about the money will be used for the car power ship. We say the money too much. And we will hope say, with the interim of this current government, talking about the new direction, we for don't consider say car power ship is not a solution for this country. Because if you like they go on and off, now because the amount of people, whether within Freetown municipality, they're too much, and everybody want light. Even if you not connect me, but light in on my doorstep, I will make sure say I get them. So the citizen as well, we need for protect, because you not go build your hundreds of million house, then you go run cable without the certification from EDSA.
You think EDSA gets the manpower?
No, me go tell you say. Why make I tell you say? Central government is seriously unserious in that part. Reason being, EDSA itself, me don't go several occasions at EDSA. Even the paper, because they go shame for Tokanaya. The paper says when they print out for send mails. In all day. You get me? They are handicapped. Me go tell you that one day. So we start to ask our question. The money where the people they pay for electricity, where is that money going to?
Okay, David, we need for go for a break. Continue for the week. We name that David Indolo Conte, National Coordinator for National Consortium on Public Accountability. As the Ready Democracy, they look at the status of light business in the country and something on the point at itself also with the board. Will they continue and come over to his studio guest? Will they bring in the Director of Communication at EDSA? NEPO, the last year will host the sector lead, the energy sector, when Dr. Kande Yumkela stated so many factors than we in believe say. Now some of the reasons they will make the EDSA not live up to the expectation of the public. Some of the things that we state, it talk about depoliticizing the whole energy sector. It also talk about the system, they need upgrading. It also mentioned the issue about collaboration and say EDSA not get what it takes in terms of manpower, facility and infrastructure for meet to the growing demand of supplying light, because community and they we don't big. From that time day to now, you think that some of the issue ya way the energy lead person talk about still now some of the reasons make TTD unable live up to the expectation of the public in supplying sustainable and consistent light?
Thank you very much. As you clearly mentioned, you don't take a cue from the submission of Honorable Dr. Kande Nkela, one of the energy sector lead. Of course, Naina the champion for energy now in the country. They support His Excellency the President for ensuring we attain energy sovereignty. So yeah, you talk about collaboration. Yes, collaboration is needed, and needed in the sense we as EDSA, as earlier on state, for say we face several challenges with regards to electricity theft, with regards to vandalism, with regards to attack on our operational staff, and for able to curtail this, we need strong collaboration with the police, strong collaboration with the military, strong collaboration with the Office of National Security, strong collaboration with the judiciary. In fact, as I talk to you, we don't already make an application to the CJ for let establish for we a fast track court. We're going to deal with energy related crimes because we don't register several crimes. But what's not happen over time is that if you go in a CID then get an overall mandate, so then get multiple cases that will cover it. So for let them deal with cases in the court, it can take time. By the time they call the case, I mean probably the witnesses, the evidences they can on destroy them. So now we don't request for a fast track court, just like NACIT court. We go for EPUI for the deal with electricity crimes on a daily basis because they increase every day. Every day people in thief light. I would say it's half of Sierra Leoneans in the thief light right now, based on statistics. Then they pay light. People that vandalize infrastructure on a daily basis. Could you imagine we get a project in Abode called the Bokedama Rehabilitation and Expansion Project. One of the biggest substations they wouldn't build, primary substation wouldn't build. People then go to and thief all the copper cables. They vandalize a very big substation to an extent that even the sponsors, the donor sponsors on our AFDB, they say, no, ever see this kind of thing in any country pass alone. Why? So these are some of the challenges we face, not for top of freedom. We register vandalism almost every week. So it's not easy for us, but also we didn't say they happen. Now we also take we meager resources for able for replace then stolen copper cables and then vandalize infrastructure so that we will continue for the supply line to get people in. So of course we talk about depoliticizing EDSA. EDSA na a professional institution in the sense na an engineering institution. We get plenty of engineers and they are professionals. Then they do their work on a daily basis. So if there is any form of politics, then of course the sector lead right for say probably right identify some politics with the play the way we make it talk say the place need for be depoliticized. If that's the case, yes, it has to, because as a technocrat institution, as an engineering institution, if you bring politics in, then we don't go for attain the objective of getting energy sovereignty at the end of the day. So that is very good. I want to come back to the issue of the fire outbreak. I don't know, because this is a the civil society man make comments.
Right.
So yes, I want to say the issue of fire outbreak, I will say it's not necessarily EDSA's fault. It's not necessarily EDSA's fault in this sense. Now, we as EDSA, with responsibility now for ensure say we get with trunk line, we go with pole. We get the main cable where they run from we pole in the camp that the meter board. Where you go now, you see meter board, where the meter, and they end the meter. Then from there, they get feeds, where they go into the internal hose through the distribution board. Once you don't go through the distribution board, they send lights and they send power at the different areas of the house. So our responsibility as EDSA stop at the meter board. I want to make it very clear. Okay. The responsibility in EDSA is stop from the mains to the meter board. In the internal wiring, nobody, unless somebody come out and tell you if you don't ever make preference for internal wiring to EDSA. However, we also want to make it very clear for say we get we start coming under the electricity regulatory electricity and water regulatory commission, EWRC. So EWRC the mandate now for also get contractors where they certify for ensure say you the customer what you want for wire you use. You get in contractors they actually go to help you. Now professional people certify they will able to go help you and probably get the standard cables for you, get things that will correct so you go for wire you use. So we don't ask people and say if you want for wire you use, it's best for you go back to the contractors, certified contractors,
Alright.
who are then go help you for go and why use, because then they check standards of every cable where they install and use. So
we can look at that Nepo, but let's make small money. Good morning, Salon, where they come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Still inside the studios, we get the Director of Communications, it's Sanepo. Sanepo, before we go for that break, you mean to talk about certified contractor them. We go on people and us as way for monitor and give standard, estimate for let people go able wire them us. But again, is it that not because people not use the right material we make us? Kimbon?
Yes, thank you very much for that question. Well, as I say, also again, we get certified institutions with the responsibility for check once there's a reported fire outbreak for able to ascertain the cause of the fire outbreak. You get disaster management, you get fire force. If you check the reports over time, you will see indicators that will say not to actually exercise the cause of fire outbreaks. They will tell you very clearly in the report for say either due to negligence, malfunctioning, or substandard use, substandard cables or electrical appliances, not people them houses. Of course, as I talked initially, we work now for send the lights from the mains to the meter. The internal wiring and use of appliances now people them houses there will not actually get control over that because not they for able for check what they use. But again, I think the responsibility we get also what they do over time and for educate the people on the use of on the proper and responsible use of electricity. Because for instance, I can always talk say if you get 20 amps switch now you use, you get 10 amps switch now you use, then you can connect some 20 amps with the cutoff. Of course, they know the match and they create some instability with regards to the use of electricity. If you get switches and you use, we now for just probably connect your phone, TV. Then you go to a cooker, you can connect something. Of course, that load they in order to accommodate.
Right. So in this case, is it that substandard material and overload make state house burn?
Well, the issue of state house, I believe say the when the issue happened initially, a team rushed for go, including EDSA, for go and ascertain the cause of the fire and for see how best they will put modality in place for able to mitigate the fire. And after that, I don't see the Minister of Information or the government spokesman, they also kind of anticipate they don't make them very clearly what was discovered and next steps.
So we cannot discover as EDSA.
So of course, we EDSA we only discover say not to light cause the fire outbreak in the State House, and that also came up very clearly in the pronouncement of the Minister of Information. So what we will do is, as the fire outbreak happen, we also engineers and go there, they ascertain the meter with the intact, the mains with the intact. So they also going to investigate what are the other causes, what are the other issues going to cause the fire outbreak. And I believe say progressively the Minister of Information will engage the media to give them appropriate and adequate information on what's in the ground with regards to fire outbreak in the State House.
So for Western area, waiting on a percentage demand, we're not able to meet to the public in terms, because in the last statement, we be say 65%. We don't increase or we still within that same range day of meeting the demand of the public.
No, we don't pass 65%. Of course, and I make I see Usman say agree for say we don't record improvement with regards the power supply again.
Also, Usman agree to that.
That is you see. Usman agree to that. That is you see. Of course, we don't increase from as I talk initially say we put press release. We make a very clear for say as we get added generation, will they improve?
So in the percentage as at now.
We don't pass 70% because as I tell you, we get 11 kV distribution line. They'll get 33 kV. On the 11 kV. We are comfortable. People don't get light. If lights go, rather than for a few hours, they will come back. But for the 33 kV, now the one of the far east and far west, now the more they get 1 day in, 1 day out. But during the day, mostly they can get light. Now more night from 6 to 6 in the morning. Now they can get challenges for get access to electricity.
Continue for the between name Sanepo, come out EDSA and the Director of Communication. Over to you, David Indolo, from the civil society perspective, you think the EDSA don't really fear to the public in ensuring that they not give preference in certain area, because I don't see cases in a hospital where they go say this picking me the inside incubator or this person they on oxygen lights go, then that cause to some people in death. But we don't see EDSA in any way not come up with anything serious, no show any form of remorse, and then cases, and then you think they don't fear generally to the public where they get the sole responsibility to?
I don't think so. Sir, make I just tell you. At one point in time, myself one day within the State House itself, lights go not to one, not to two. Dan don't tell we say the issue of electricity in this country, just like what I say, let we don't have, I not get what we call the blame game, but we need for take responsibility. EDSA need for take responsibility. The government of Sierra Leone need for take responsibility, and us as the ordinary people need for take responsibility and see how we will go back now the drawing board, because if hospitals now they get sufficient light, way before say now they the lives of where somebody sick now they go, it's not good for we as a nation. I not feel say we supposed for the 98.1 they discuss about NIG since we Sierra Leone don't come out of the colony. We're not supposed for the day again they discuss about electricity. If we don't, they way far away from us discussing about electricity now. Make I just can. From the inception of President Bio as the Minister of NIG, we don't get too much of shortage of electricity. We don't get too much of fire incident. So now he's supposed for the take decision because he's the current Minister of NIG. So we they call on him now say may relinquish that particular position. So we go able to get somebody who they talk to face, because the possibility for us to go and question the president because the current Minister of NIG is slim. Then secondly, the people that we're supposed to get as technocrats, we're supposed for the advise government institution on daily basis when it comes to NIG, then don't become politicians.
No, none of the people there.
Then Boko. Because if we're supposed to get technocrat them on behalf of this nation, the advice, they then don't become politician, then there is a problem. There is a challenge. Because if you are not being politicized, you're supposed to do waiting the people of this country, waiting due them. But believe you me, from when we get sense in this country, I not feel so we don't enjoy it we call life. It's only when coming to a closer to elections that they tell they begin see politicians they give you promises. But I can tell you say these are all fake promises. If the manifesto of the current presidents where we look at them, when you talk about the NIG, you talk about other infrastructure. If we implement them 20%, I'm not feasible for there they discuss about NIG. But are we serious about NIG? Because NIG cuts across everything. If you pick in one study, you get for use electricity. If you then get for put you under oxygen, you get for use electricity. If we were to talk about even the agriculture, there is no way we do anything about agriculture without electricity. So we supposed to go back to the drawing board, just like at the area in Sanepo they talk about theft of light, thief. The thief don't rampant. Yeah, we don't go to some community. Even when they talk about some of them barracks there, some of them they even pay electricity.
Okay.
And electricity now a business where it be for say the expenditure is huge. If you then fail for tell we that, because we feel say people for day wait for advice, even the president wait for advice some of the institutions that say the way where they go is not correct, but everybody they afraid for say the truth. And the truth about is here, we are not serious. Government in, government out, we are not serious when it comes to electricity. And it's time for us to go back to the drawing board and ensure say the people will vote for them people there. The electorate, we for take them serious. But all the time we take the electorate there for granted. If the fire not be hit State House, no press statement no for come out. So me mama, me grandma dey eliboya, or one dey bury at Timbako. If something happen with them, we don't see so many fire incidents across this country. No reports not come out.
Is it biasness, you sense?
No, biasness completely. So it means we're not serious for the electorate of this country waiting them deserve. The only time when we take them serious, now they say, oh, they go ballot box. Like for example, I go as far as Konkoba. Could you imagine? Nothing, no day, nothing, absolutely no day. Way before say the people they feel say we get a central government, but when time reach for median votes, box them they reach there. So we need to take the people of this country when we take them serious.
Okay.
If not, time get for go get to call voting a party. Nobody no will go on a line for go vote for any politicians. Because already people don't have trust in them anymore. No matter how a politician or angel, the moment when he take position, automatically he don't turn Lucifer in one day. Yeah? So, talking about the contractors.
Would they come that side, please? We need to go for a break. David Indolo Conte.
Okay.
The program na Good Morning Salon, where they come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Still inside the studios, we get Sir Nepo. Nepo, you know, a lot of things we Indolo don't talk. One part them get for do with the thief light. Again, when you start, you mentioned say na people learn, but some time them back we see sound go na some government offices then like you building. Which one am I fan out today?
Yes, of course, not to mainstream you building. Now then, small shop them inside you building we go now they will be discover say they run fields we they not be get meter, wanna be on meter supply.
Meaning so, the flight.
Yes, of course we apprehend them and we don't take.
But other authorities they don't say the building itself, you building that ministry, department and agency get for pay certain amount to EDSA. When we say they consume the like
payment backlog payment different from theft of electricity, so that are a different conversation. Yes, of course we have ministries and way for pay EDSA, backlog payment, progressive payment, and even backlog payments. But that's a conversation we don't take with the Minister of Finance. I will say something fruitful come out of that. Indolo talk about issues about car power and also regeneration sources. I'm for make them very clear for say yes, of course we don't see inside the energy sector lead. We don't make them very clear for say in agenda now you get the three thing the way they look at. You get the medium term, you get the short term, you get the long term. So we don't achieve most of the short term plan them we make known to the people. So the medium term plan, if we don't talk about Bumbuna for steel, we are in the get for upstream, they get for improve on over 100 megawatts renewable energy get for install now Bumbuna for back the existing infrastructure. Also we talk about Makot they don't ready, they get for send power to the grid for we able to get enough generation in the country. We don't put Watsila on. Of course we will work on mission 300. A lot of things in there on the board, and I make a suggest now in the next 3 years we will likely able to attain energy sovereignty, because the problem we will get we know the high down generation. Not the issue right now. We don't do a lot of investment in the distribution infrastructure. Also, we need more investment in the distribution infrastructure. Okay. But I believe we also work assiduously with the sister companies and other donor supporting agencies for ensuring we get more generation capacity. Because right now we get a project we call the Respite project. The Respite project cater for 30 megawatts and Freetown and Newton, where they get renewable and Newton, it get for can add up to that. They get 10 megawatts now Lunge. We get for supply the airport and customers within Lunge. So we get other projects for Kono, we get big Congo self on the pipeline because what I will make mention of that. But it also talk say EDSA not get even paper for work in our office. That's not true. I just try and say after I can go to my office, I get paper in my office what I use for work. It's not possible that EDSA administrative wise.
There's not your department they talk about.
Well, I don't know where I go. If I get people in our department, we they supply all departments. We get logistics when it comes to administrative matters for able to do work on a daily basis. So also on the issue of theft, we don't talk time in, time out. Theft now something we need a wake-up call. We need a concentrated effort from all Sierra Leoneans for affect this step, because if we want to improve on electricity, we need the resources, we need money. We're not going to provide the power. When I know say we go for pay car power, we go for pay CLSG, or then generation mixes them here. But if the money not available, we could be challenged. And the only way we would get money now we people them buy top up. But if we don't discover the people don't buy top up, then it affects operations as EDSA, where they also mount more pressure on the Ministry of Finance. So we don't go out, we don't go to 98.1 other media houses for good check now places them we suspect a thief light. And most of the places we go we discover say they're thief light.
Okay.
So that's not just a manifestation for say what they talk now through. We don't see also they vandalize with infrastructures all over the place. I mean this kind of do behaviors, I can do attitudes. Also one thing we want to talk on again are energy conservation with regards to these fire outbreaks. I think so we also as consumers of electricity we get a responsibility for ensure say if you don't like us, if you want to put your means off, we put your means off, then you get power and flow like us. If you don't put electric goods on, put them off. If you don't put freezer on, you don't go out, not down, put her off. If you don't put cooker on, put her off. We also get to be conscious for ensure say the way that how they use, we're able to curtail the use of appliances them for avoid issues them within with internal operations.
All right, Nepo, quickly, what happened over the weekend? We make Bo not get light.
Yes, fortunately I was in Bo, so the day we do Bo light today. So what happened is firstly there was an issue on the CLSG line. One of the CLSG line is supply light, Nabo, Kenema, and Kono. So because they get issue, they will go off supply for some hours. I think later in the evening to night, then come on. When then come on, then supply give Kenema, Kono, it come free town. So you know, so there's a line out the one between. There's a traffic cable out the one between Kenema and Bo. So we then try for energize them. A ground means it not able for the power not able for travel from Kenema station to Bo. That means to say there was a problem along the line. So we man them go out. We also go out. I was part of that team. We go out in the field. We begin check. We intersect from one station to another from the lines all over. We discover over 3 ground places that will become ground. We resolve them. Then adjust the line, a ground again. So we get multiple problems along the line. Okay. So 2 days, we take 2 days for the discover them for them and for institute immediate maintenance on the line. Take to I think it was on Sunday we'll be able for restore power
so that
the city of Bo.
That intervention and efforts they wanna make now so like normally do or na because Bo be get the presence of His Excellency.
No, normally that's what we do because we not okay. This is something we not anticipate. We not be the expected to happen. We don't get communication from CLH for say they don't go off. So once they come out, expect once can make lights, they for send the lights camp Bo. But unfortunately, they send the lights now and then we reach Bo because the line will ground. So normally, and normally we can get grounding on the line. And this is not because there is this project called the Bokenema Application and Extension Project. So the 30 kV line with the one, the 30 kV and 66 kV line with the one, they're very close. So because they're very close, most times when the breeze they blow or when issues happen, when they touch, they can create grounding. But thankfully enough, that line they decommission now very shortly. And once they decommission now, the new line will go now, then we're going and we're not going to experience too much grounding along the line.
All right, we start for look at messages inside the program, and this one from Cherno Wuri Bar. It say yesterday evening, safe the light they go and come now with force more than 8 times within 2 minutes.
This other message from Alaji, they say why EDSA they protect big company and not tell them where they thief light and focus more on private home them.
And this other one say Indolo continue the good job and continue to focus on things that can move the country forward.
This other message here we will take inside with Facebook page from Tunde Scott. They say there is no way anyone will say there is no connection between EDSA and the countless fire outbreaks in Freetown. Nearly all fire victims who were present at their places when the fire started, they say the fire is as a result on the on and off supply or high voltage. Remember that we are facing electricity challenges, so most of us are not surprised. Let them take responsibility and try to work on this crisis.
This other one from Concerned Citizen say Usman, the gentleman at the at the station is not seeing the truth. There is hardly any light in Bo. The president has slept in blackout in Bo several times. This is not the first time.
This other message from Flox in our Facebook page is, I reported over a month ago about my bond meter. It takes them over 2 weeks for someone to come and check it. Up to now, they have not sent someone to sort it out. We call at the office several times. Up to now, we are still waiting. EDSA is not in any way swift to respond to anything, even if customers reach out to them.
This one say from Augustine Momo David say, let's call a spade by the name. Radio do some of these drivers are sometimes on drugs, tramadol and alcohol while driving on these roads. Precautions and discipline must be enforced for safety. If not, we will continue to see high rate of accident on these roads.
This other message from Abraham Sisi in our Facebook page say, let's not squarely blame EDSA too, but let's not ignore the deeper issue either. A culture of unstable electricity and unsafe alternatives is a tickling time bomb. These fire outbreaks are not just accidents, they are symptoms of a broken energy system that needs urgent reform. Sierra Leone deserves reliable power, not more excuses. From Abraham Sisi in our Facebook page.
This one from Silvanos say, I'm 64 years, no light, no water. Saloon, will you go before?
This other message again from Amadou Kagbo. They say, so Nepo, you want to tell the people and say, are not able to use the generator. If Ivory Coast lights line not get problem, especially with President Bio Bidenabo.
This one from Khalid. He say, you claim there has been significant improvement in electricity supply across Sierra Leone, but many communities still experience daily blackouts and no power. How do you justify this gap between your report and the reality on the ground for ordinary citizens?
Another message again they take this person, they say all what we have been hearing is just explanation, and it shows that leadership is a key challenge at the whole sector of EDSA and the Ministry of Energy. The world has moved beyond this, but yet still Sierra Leone is still backward in terms of the basic necessity or things that will show that indeed we've gone to modernization.
The last one I will take for now, we say any terrorists are nepo in a radio, I just can smile. I just the alright.
This last one we go take this person, they say many citizens are requesting for a law to hold EDSA accountable, to enforce strict penalties against EDSA for failure to provide safe and stable electricity. There should also be a compensation for consumers who suffer losses due to power shortage. And because of the time, we're not able to take on a message, and that will be the last one. Over to you, sir Nepo, for letting you respond to the message.
Thank you very much. Somebody talk about EDSA need urgent reforms. Yes, of course, I want for agree to that, and we not only the wait. The reforms and EDSA don't kick off. We don't get several embedded advisors that we don't carry on do both technical and commercial loss reduction strategies them, and they would look forward for an improved operations. Now EDSA would already begin implementing some of the recommendations. A whole lot of reforms they go. We'll also get EDSA will be partly privatized, and the process they at an advanced stage, which is part of a reform. We don't also they ensure so we don't get chief operating officers, we get chief information officers. We sponsored by the World Bank. They don't begin operations for ensure say they improve on the efficiency of EDSA operations. So the reforms are ongoing, and it is hopeful that when we complete all the reforms there, we'll get a better EDSA than what we have now. Also, we also want for temple and say additionally we also get a project on enhanced power energy where they get for provide over 108 megawatts now gas power plants like Kisi. You get for add on to the generation capacity. We go help you forget more generated capacity in Africa. Somebody also talk about big we protect big customers and prosecute small customers. No, if in fact all the rates them why don't head, why don't lead. All our big customers don't hold. We hold them, go to the police, they apprehend them, they go through the necessary procedure, then find them, then pay.
So that's not the customer then.
So no, I know they call no name now, but I want to assure you for say most of the years them we don't do. Now big customers they don't hold. We also the whole domestic customers based on intelligence.
So they protect them?
We not they protect nobody.
Okay.
We not protect nobody. Once we identify which system, they give you the information. And we will click on our system and get information as well as the thief light. Once we get that information, we get a list. We go out. We check house by house. Go to industrial place as well. Whether we hold the thief light, whether you know big businessman, whether you know politician, or whoever you are, we will hold you and the law will bet you. So. Somebody also talk about bonds. You get bonds meter I don't report. I just surprised because we don't replace bond meters for the past 1 month. So I am for call on that person. If you don't report, probably not the wrong channel you use. May I come back next time. You go ask from your office, the communications office. I will help you through for me. Let them go replace the meter because they do them seamlessly. We'll get a meter unit now with ensure say all reported cases. Faulty and burnt meters, once they prove and for say not to due to human interference, they'll go change them at no cost. So of course somebody talk say some area they experience on and off of the light. I don't talk on Andy. You know we know 100% they will solve dates. We also get sectional faults that will happen within communities where they encourage and advise consumers of electricity that once they get issues there, may they immediately report to the substations or report to it through we free toll line or through we social media channels them. Then we will take appropriate measures for go and rectify.
So what about the way we say them for all on accountable because up to now it's unable give stable and safe light. It's a message.
Well, I don't know what you mean by accountable, but obviously
that means any damage on a cause on a lights bring on a forgot to pay for that.
Well, again, I tell you, if what damage happen on people the most, you don't go squarely in an EDSA. There has to be a study. There has to be something with the proof for say actually in EDSA na the cause of this problem will happen before you hold EDSA accountable. Of course, if we know the problem of any fire outbreak or any irregularities within the supply chain of electricity, then of course we should be held accountable for the actions. But I am for assure people they say we are necessarily facing and we know the problem. We'll go there and we ensure say we rectify, we take the necessary step for ensure say we customer them they safely utilize the power we give them. We require injection of transformers we can do. Where requires for strengthening the line we do. Where requires for install more poles we do. This is our responsibility and we need to shy away from.
So going forward, what do people expect? A better and stable light?
So going forward, obviously they don't already begin experience a better and stable electricity. We want for tell and say progressively we'll go for the ensure say we close in the gap with regards to the load shedding activity we give them. Once we get more generation capacity, we'll close in the gap, ensure say we increase accessibility to electricity. Not just that, even the villages, even the provinces, we go recently we'll go again for a commission, the bulk element network, when I browning network, and we don't go generators, then we'll get renewable energies all around the place. We'll continue for improve on the infrastructure. We'll continue for ensure say we expand on the facilities and ensure say we increase access to energy. Now this country.
Over to you, David Indolo. Waiting will be your conclusion.
In conclusion, we brother talk about short term and long term plan, and the people are tired of this short term. We really need to consider the long term plan, yeah, so that we will come up on this electricity problem now. Then secondly, I still call on EDSA say outside and transformer then they. Sometimes they are not secured. Now try for see how they able to secure them, and also the community people, because when EDSA don't put in transformers them, we say for able to protect them, because at the end of the day, if we will not protect them as citizens, automatically they get back to we. Okay. So if that's the case, for example, if somebody they thief light, now we report the matter, because if we not report the matter at the end of the day, now we will get a problem. We will they pay. We will don't do the needful. Then my brother they talk about safety contractors. Then safety contractors, the certified contractors. So then certified contractors, we want to know whether they under direct the EDSA. Because if that's the case, we want to see a policy where they tell you say, if EDSA not certify a particular building when you don't run your cables, they not for give you light, they not for supply you light. So by doing that, we'll be able to know the standard of material within they use. I hope say we don't create too much of institution, but they get minimal, they get small input Like for example, talking about the standard bureau. If we get standard bureau, we get then standardize some of them material there. We know for the getting problems there. Right. So please, EDSA, we want to make una move that particular policy in a way that if we get under this country, in a way that no forgive meter. Now any us we will not get, we don't know able to certify, because if then do that one day, we get a policy and you don't get a certificate from EDSA say when we don't run this cable. Now the right thing we don't do, the EDSA people they certify them. If a fire incident happen, we will hold them responsible, we will hold them accountable. But if not that, it's difficult for make we hold EDSA accountable, because they will tell you say the in-house, the internal wiring, not to them do them, not to them certify them, and to the people, just like what they say. If you don't build house with millions of leons, make the wiring, take your time, make it get the right people, so that we, at the end of the day, we not go get too much of house burning in the country. So thank you guys, God bless.
Plenty thank you for joining inside the program this morning. In name na David Indolo Conte, in the National Coordinator, CSO National Consortium on Public Accountability, and same way so we get Sanepo, we are the Director of Communications, EDSA, as we there for look at some of the reason them we make host then the bond. But somebody sent a very important message. He say Nepo Abadi Road Junction. He say una former owner get say now under the people they sell bread and do other things and the way things say not correct. Abadi Road Junction.
Yes, of course. I will make we'll go there and check there and see what we will do, because it get for do with safety. That is very, very bad and dangerous, because if you day along near transformer, anything can happen.
Plenty thank you. Yes, so. Plenty thank you for joining inside the program. When I go to all the content of the program, good morning, Salon.